What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Soup. I hope all you resellers are getting your items up and done today, and working on something to improve on your eBay business. There's always something you can improve on, whether it's listing one more item, whether it's revising one more item, whether it's preparing for the day ahead of time, or 2 days ahead of time, or a week ahead of time, or a month ahead of time, whatever it is you're doing. This video, I'm going to get right in what I believe is the most challenging thing for us resellers to overcome to get to where we want to get to. And I don't know where you guys want to get to, here in Facebook or on YouTube. You guys are not responding a lot with me and telling me your goals, so I don't know where you guys all want to get to, but I'm sure you guys want sales, right? I mean, if not, I don't know what you're doing wasting your time. Right? So one of the biggest obstacles that I had to overcome, and I still am working on overcoming it. Some days are better than others. Some months are better than others, and I'm gung-ho about it. And I feel myself, and I feel the energy I'm putting in to each listing, and I know it's gonna cause good benefits and good rewards. And then there's other days where I'm like, am I wasting my time? Now, I am a firm believer, and I stress this fact because I know it to be true. Until you shift your identity from this might be something I might be able to be capable of doing, until I am going to make this happen, you're going to stay where you're at. Regardless of where you're at right now. It don't matter. I don't care if you're doing 6 figures a year. Until you shift your focus from this is kind of working to I'm going to make it work, you're not going to get any further, right? Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you're 3 months in. Maybe you're a year in. Maybe you're 2 years in. And you have seen good days in reselling and you have seen bad days, but you're afraid to throw your all at it because you might fail, right? But I am here to tell you, if you really, truly throw your all at this fucking platform, you can't lose. This is not a losing platform. And I'm tired of seeing these channels on YouTube, why so many resellers fail. The platform is not failing you whatsoever. You're failing the platform. Until your mind shift, I kid you not. This is what it's all about. Corey, what's up, brother? Thanks for watching. This is what it's seriously about. In the beginning, we all have this attitude. And maybe you had a little different attitude than mine, but I keep it freaking raw, authentic, and as 1,000% as I can. In the beginning, I didn't believe I was really going to be able to achieve even close to what I'm at today. I just thought I'd give it a shot in the dark and see if something happened. That was my attitude. Why not try this for 30 days, right? You never know what might happen. That was my attitude. Until my attitude shift, I'm going to make this shit happen because it's not going to break me. I'm not going to let eBay break me. I will break eBay until I set it in my mind that there is no such thing as losing. If you get a setback, that's winning. You are one step closer to a yes. You're going to get a shit ton of setbacks. It's part of it. It's part of the process. Until I set it in my mind that I'm not giving up on this shit. Until your body knows that, until your mind, because your mind don't know this. If I'm down here every single day listing items, and I'm telling myself, yeah, this probably isn't going to work, this probably isn't going to work, this probably isn't going to work, I'm probably never going to get real good sales, I'm probably never going to do this. If you're telling your mind that all day, it don't know whether you're telling it the truth or not, so it believes it. So your energy and your focus level is predicated on what the fuck you're telling yourself. Why do I make this video content not to like, oh, look what I'm listing? Because I think this is the root of your success on eBay. I'm a firm believer this shit you see. Go find this item. Go find it. Man, fuck that. I don't give a fuck what items you're selling, they'll sell. This shit is so overrated, if you ask me. And I'm not judging anybody for showing what they resell because it does get attention, right? I get that. But I want to make a difference in the reselling industry. I want to see you not be part of the 98% that fucking fail. I want to see you guys win as much as I want to win. That's the truth. And the only way you can do that is you start grabbing items. Instead of looking at this as, hey, it might fucking work, you are grabbing your items knowing this is going to work. If you start telling yourself, I will not, it's the same thing when it comes to exercise, and I've been using that a lot. It is the same. If you keep telling yourself you're never going to be able to lose the weight, you're never going to go to the fucking gym. I could never get in shape. You're never going to go to the gym. If you keep telling yourself, I'll never reach where that reseller is. I'll never be able to get there. Well, congratulations, because you're never going to get there. Until you set it in your thick fucking skull. I got a very thick skull. All my life I've been very hard-headed. Okay? Which makes a very soft ass, because I landed on my ass a lot, right? I got put on my ass a lot because I was closed-minded and very hard-headed, right? I've always had to learn the hard way. Okay? But literally, until I told myself, and I said it from the beginning, but I didn't really believe it. It took a long time for me to start believing in my capabilities as a reseller, because your capabilities are no different than mine. I don't give a fuck who you are, what gender you are, what color you are, what age you are. It does not matter. Do you get this? The success level on eBay, it's got nothing to do that your name is Corey. It doesn't. It matters what you do with your hands, right? And it matters what you're telling yourself up here. That is what really predicates your success level. It's got nothing to do with in the beginning of what you know and you don't. No fucking reseller knows what the fuck they're doing in the beginning. It's all fucking alien to you. You don't know what this item specific is. You don't know what that is. You don't know what to look for. You don't know what the niche to pick. You don't know what to do. You don't know shit in the beginning, and none of us do. That's part of it. Until you get your mindset on, I won't lose on this shit, and I will fucking win for me. I will win for me and my family. Don't do this for somebody else. Do it for you, because that sounds selfish, right? But sometimes you got to be selfish so your family can reap the rewards. I'm not telling you to not spend time with your family. What I'm telling you is, if you're being selfish for yourself in a good manner, by telling yourself you're never going to give up, you're not going to miss a day, I'm going to do this shit, I'm going to beat it into my head, and this is what I'm going to fucking do, and I'm going to win at it, and until you get so good at listing, until you get so good at sourcing, until you get so good at the eBay platform where they can't deny you. That's when you start winning on eBay. When you get so fucking good and so fucking consistent, what can eBay say? Oh, fuck Corey, we're not going to give him the opportunity. Man, they're thinking in the back of their minds, this motherfucker's going to make us millions. They're going to get your items sold quick as fuck. I'm telling you, through and through, it's 90% mindset and 10% work ethic, man. It is literally what it is. Just show up and get your items done every day. Because this is the war you're fighting every day. The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. That's who you're fighting every day. You're not fighting the eBay platform, because that's set up to win. It's got nothing to do with, am I doing something wrong? Am I not doing? Maybe in the beginning when you first start, yeah, you probably don't know how to do your titles yet. Maybe you're taking shitty photos. Don't even worry about that too much, because the more you do, the better you'll get, right? I sucked ass at fucking clothes in the beginning. I didn't measure any clothes. No women, any clothes I listed, nobody knew the fucking measurements. My photo quality sucked. My item description sucked. My description sucked. And my title sucked. Right? So guess what happened? I didn't get many sales. And then the more and more you do on a daily basis, the better and better you get. And then pretty soon you don't even got to think about it. It's just like second nature. And it flows right out as you're typing. Or you're punching in the keyboard on a computer. However you're listening. But the root of success on eBay is in your fucking mind. It's got nothing to do with, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Look, after you do it long enough, you're fucking doing it right. Look, my titles look different than other successful resellers, but I consider myself successful to the point where I don't got to work for anybody anymore. Right now, I'm not a fucking millionaire success, right? Yet. I'm not there yet, but I will be, right? Because up here says so. Look, okay, I've told everybody in this group that I've been researching millionaires for 5 years now. Why? Because I want to become one. Every single one I've done solid research on was telling themselves for 6 to 8 years they were a millionaire in their gratitude list. Every morning they write down what they're grateful for, and then they'd say what they are, right? Who am I? What do you call that? Like a positive affirmations every day, right? And every one of them that I've studied, but maybe a couple, have stated they were telling themselves they were, or they'd write a blank check $1 million check and stick it in their back pocket and look at it every day. They were telling themselves they were millionaires 6 to 10 years before they become millionaires. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers that's ever fucking lived. He said he was the greatest before he was the greatest. Are you getting what I'm telling you? You have to tell yourself you're successful before you become successful. You have to tell yourself you're going to win on eBay before you actually win on eBay. What you focus on, listen, what you focus on, you gravitate towards. Okay? Let's put it this way. A race car driver, if you're on a racetrack, an oval racetrack, and you go for a lesson, they're going to tell you don't focus on the wall because wherever you focus, you're going to wind up. So if you're focusing on the wall because it's scary as shit because you're going 180 fucking miles an hour on a racetrack and you're focusing on the wall, you're going to steer right into it. Truth be told, if you don't believe me, look the shit up on Google and everything, right? But so that same thing is, well, why do people do that in the racetrack? Because they're thinking about the negative automatically. You're in a race car going 180 miles an hour. I don't even know what that feels like. I've never been in a race car at 180 miles an hour. But you imagine the gears that were going on in your head. Oh my God, I'm going to hit the wall. I'm going to flip. I'm going to roll. And whatever your mind is thinking, your body will actually lead you right into that. The same goes for eBay. It's the same analogy to life. Wherever your energy is focused inside, I'm telling you, it's all in your head. And people will say I'm bullshit, I'm crazy, I'm ludicrous for thinking that way, but keep thinking the way you're thinking if you're not thinking positive. Now, if you are thinking positive and you believe you're going to fucking win, keep that attitude up to see where you're at in 2 years. You'll write back and say, you know what, dude, you were right because I actually made it. Do you recommend a niche? I absolutely recommend a niche. I have a good eye for different shit at the thrift garage sale. Not sure about a niche, but it would make it simpler. Corey, you summed it up honestly right in that last part of your sentence. It just makes it simpler. There's resellers that make it on everything. You can make it on everything, especially if you have the space, right? Like if you have a 30 by 30 pole barn, fucking list everything. It don't matter. But you just make it harder on yourself because then you got to do a lot more research. You guys, in my last group, there was a couple that sold everything. They were into $200,000 in sales in a year. So I would never tell you not to sell everything. That's up to you. If you have the time to look up and do all the research, matter of fact, I even though I have a niche, it's multiple niches in one category, right? For example, I sell women's sweaters, I sell women's pants, I sell women's blouses, I sell women's tank tops. Those are all different niches, okay, categorized into one big one, women's clothing. I also sell a little bit of men's clothing. But if I could zero it down to even one more niche, like down to one inside of one, like women's sweaters, oh, it'd be so much fucking simpler. If every piece of inventory, I would do better. I would get better sales. I believe 100% I would do better if I zeroed it down. Because here's what happens. I told you guys this a few videos ago. I got to keep an eye. I got to go get my fiance in a minute. But I said this a while ago. There was a few months where I listed nothing but denim jeans. Let me tell you what happened to my store when I was listing nothing but denim jeans. Nothing but denim jeans were selling. All my sweaters and shit, started not selling. This is why it's important to sell similar on eBay. Okay? But then my other store before this one I'm in now contradicts what I just said. Because I sold everything and everything sold. But the second I stopped listing denim jeans every day and started doing sweaters and a mixture of women's things, the denim jeans slowed down and everything else picked back up. So it's not a coincidence when I say that it's happened to me more than one time, okay? I've done it also with sweaters and I stopped listing denim jeans. Now I'm more rounded, but I am selling. So for me to answer your question, Corey, I believe you should do what you want to do. I truly do. But if you want to make it simpler for yourself, you really can't argue a niche being simpler than selling everything. Because first of all, selling everything, your inventory system is going to be tougher for you. Okay? Maybe you're Corey, I don't know you personally, but maybe you're very good at multitasking. I suck at that shit, man. Once I get in my zone, don't come down and ask me anything, because it'll fucking throw me right off of what I'm doing. I'm ADHD, right? So if I'm in my zone and I'm cranking out an item every 3 to 6 minutes, right? And you come and interrupt me, oh, I'm all fucked up for the next 30 minutes, right? Maybe that's not you. Hopefully you're not ADHD. But I am. So selling everything, when I'm looking, okay, if I'm going to list 30 items of everything today, when I'm looking at the table, I don't even know when, Corey, I won't even know where to start. I'm like, oh my God, which item do I list first? You know, where do I list first? I don't like falling off my wave. Right. The second you fall off your wave, it's going to take you 20, 30 minutes to get back onto your wave. And that's not just somebody with ADHD like me. That's very common for people. For example, here's another example of falling off your wave or getting out of your zone, whatever you call it, right? If you're reading a book, right, your first 10 minutes of reading that book, you might feel like you're reading really slow, right? But then like 45 minutes into it, you're flying through that fucking book. Like you're flipping chapters like you can't even believe how much book you read in 45 minutes opposed to 10 minutes, right? It's the same thing. You got in your zone. You started skimming the words. You started reading what you had to read to understand the story. And before you know it, the pages were just a fucking flipping, right? And then let somebody interrupt you. You're going to go back and you're like, oh, fuck, I got to go back 2 pages to remember what the fuck I just read, right? And it throws you all off. That's why it's very important about your notifications, guys and girls. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. That's your choice if you want to answer people all day long when you should be focused on where you're trying to go in your eBay journey, right? It's up to you if you want to do that. I did that shit for 2 years. It just got so irritating to me that it was pulling me off my square. I couldn't focus. So it's my choice to turn my apps and even my ringer sometimes off of my phone when I'm listing items, okay? Because I don't like getting put off my wave. It actually irritates me and I get cranky. Like if you come and interrupt me for an unimportant situation, it actually irritates me because I know how long it's going to take me to get back into that zone. But it truly, guys, Corey, you too, brother. I know you got mad potential, and I know there's everybody in this group's got mad potential, and everybody on the YouTube channel has mad potential. Now, you don't only have to use this information for eBay. It literally what you are telling yourself in your head about eBay is as far as you're going to get. If you don't believe me and you've had negative thoughts about eBay, start thinking about it a different way for fucking 3 weeks and tell me how good it worked for you. Like, seriously, start knowing you're going to hit your goal and you are going to win on eBay. And then 3 weeks later, think like that for 3 fucking weeks, right? And if you find yourself start getting negative, remember my voice in the back of your head telling you, hey, pull your fucking ass out of that shit, right? Because my thoughts are not perfect. Man, I thought like shit for 25 years. There ain't no fucking way in the 6 years I've been clean I can have great thoughts every second of the day. It don't happen. I got to talk myself out of the negative shit, right? Because my mind still spins back to that. You could lose, Justin, on eBay. But you lost at everything else in life because everything you started, you quitted, right? That used to be my attitude. Well, everything I started, I'd get a roll at it and I'd quit. That's what I do. So I got to talk myself out of that. But try that shit for 3 weeks and tell me how it works. I got to agree with my fiance. You guys, Corey, thanks a lot for watching, brother. But it's up to you on the niche thing. I strongly encourage a niche, right? I even debated with the couple on the last group about, you don't have to have a niche. They were absolutely right. You don't have to. Their numbers proved it. Right? You don't have to have a niche. There's plenty of resellers out there that sell everything. I know a couple that got a really great YouTube channel too that sells everything, and they do great. It depends the person you are, and it depends what you're going for. Do you want a system that's really simple? Look. I talked about Nike for a long time in my last group, and why Nike has a niche, right? They mastered the athletic wear. You don't see. Maybe you might see Nike making blazers and suits and shit, right? But 99% of their shit is athletic wear, athletic shoes, athletic shorts, athletic pants, athletic hoodies, athletic this, athletic, everything's athletic. You don't see them making suits like Armani and Gucci. You don't see Nike building houses. They could. They definitely have the capital to build whatever the fuck they want, right? But they don't. Why? Because they mastered a certain niche. And I ask this question. Why wouldn't you want to model after a company that blew the doors off every door that was available for opportunity for Nike is opened. Okay, they opened every door. They left nothing behind. Billionaires, okay? So why, I'm not saying you got to be a billionaire, but why wouldn't you want to model after somebody? Look, success leaves clues. Would you guys all argue with me that Nike's a successful company? I don't think anybody in this group can say no. Okay, I don't think anybody in this group can say Nike is an unsuccessful company. If so, something's going on upstairs. I don't know what it is in your mindset of why that's not a successful company. But it is a successful company. I think we all can agree with that, right? So success leaves clues, right? You guys heard me say that before. Success leaves clues. Nike has niches, and they stuck with them. Nike's not making shovels. If you find a Nike shovel, it's some crazy fucking shit they did for a little gift or something. I don't know why they did it, right? But you don't see them making jackhammers. You don't see Nike making nails to roof a house. Why do you think that is? Because there's a lot that goes behind each niche, right? They would have to figure out the glue to make the nail stick, for the nail gun. There's a whole bunch of shit. What kind of material it needs to be made of? It's got to be safe. It's got to be this. It's got to pass code. There's a bunch of shit in their clothesline, in their shoe apparel, in their basketballs, in their bags, and everything else. There was a bunch of shit that went behind that. So they stuck with one niche. Pay attention to successful companies. They usually stick to a niche. You can even look at Walmart and say that is a niche. Now, there's a lot of different niches in there, but you get what I'm saying. It's a super center. So there's a little bit of everything. They got over 2,000 items in all their stores, right? But if you go to the Walmart on State Street where we live, and you go to the Walmart on Bay Road, they pretty much got the same shit, right? The real clothes, you might find one more item over there at the big super center than you did at the smaller local one, right? That's it. It's a niche. The niche is we sell a little bit of everything, right? Just like you walk into a dollar store. That's a niche. Everything for under fucking $5. Why do you think they do so well? They sell cheap shit that people can use in their household on a daily basis, and it fucking makes millions, right? It works. So my argument about a niche is I strongly encourage people to go after a niche. Take your time finding out what niche you want. Take a year. It don't matter. I encourage in the beginning for people to sell a little bit of everything. And find out what you get good at, right? Or what you prefer to do. What becomes easy for you? Like selling women's tops is a lot easier for me than selling a woman's skirt. Why? I know more, and I know the measurements, and I know whether it's a tunic or a basic or a vest or whatever, right? When it's coming to selling dresses, there's thousands of different styles of dresses. It's batshit crazy when it comes to dresses, right? To learn everything you got to learn. So I kind of I do sell them, but not as much as I do tops. I hope that answered your question, Corey. Thank you so much, brother, for sticking around, and all you guys. This video as well is going to go to YouTube. I appreciate all the support. You guys have a rocking evening.